everyone. As I mentioned, my name is Barb Rank, and I am filling in for Seneca today. Want to welcome this mighty, small but mighty group to our daily connection calls. And as a reminder, these are those calls that are just for anyone that wants to just take a break and reconnect with someone in this very unusual time of COVID-19, having to just stay at home, which is not normal routine for a lot of us. And just even the fact that even if we're introverts at heart, the fact that we can't go out, they're really wanting us to stay home. That just throws everybody in a whole different routine and a whole different rhythm. And so today's topic that I really want to bring forward, because I've been thinking about it a lot, is balance. And underneath that topic, there's this running theme of personal responsibility. So I just want to throw out a few things that I've been reading about, thinking about, and then get all of your input. And being a smaller group, I think it'd be great to get ideas and insights from everyone. So when I talk about balance, the two terms that come up are, they're actually from Harriet Lerner in a book she wrote about the dance of anger, but she calls overfunctioning and underfunctioning. I'll get to those in a second, but first I want to describe what it looks like to have optimal functioning, which again I can call balance. So when you're in optimal functioning, that is, you're living in a state where you're able to manage day-to-day life decisions. You're able to function at work, you're able to get things done around the house, you're able to make decisions for yourself. You don't take on more than your share of responsibility. Finding that balance, being able to say no. You can go between different roles. So you can be the parent or the boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, partner. You can then go into work and be the employee. Maybe you have committees or organizations outside of that you're a part of. And if you are optimally functioning, you're bringing your whole self to those, and you're taking 100% responsibility for your life, your decisions, your actions, etc. So then this concept comes in of overfunctioning and underfunctioning. And I want to caveat by saying, typically when we're in normal circumstances, that's when we find we can optimally function. Even if it's a little dysfunctional, you know what to expect, you know how to operate, and so you can manage things. This is a very unusual circumstance. There's a lot of things that are happening that are outside of all of our control. The world is a very different place right now. And it's people in these types of circumstances, even if they're normally very optimal functioners or optimal performers, they could go into over or under functioning. So what does that look like? We'll start with under functioning. So take someone who's normally an optimal functioner, they're doing okay under normal circumstances. If they're under functioning, they're going to start to check out, basically. And what that could look like is they're going to start needing more help. They're going to stop being able to perform at their level that they were before. So think about, especially for you that are small business owners or you work in an organization, look at your employees and others around you. And are they now in this quarantine time starting to step back? Are they starting to overthink things and just need more outside help or outside advice to even make decisions that normally they'd be able to make no problem? Maybe they're starting to make poor decisions. And so for me, that would be something like I'm under functioning and therefore I feel like I need to have more snacks or more sugar. That for me would be a sign that I'm starting to get really stressed out and make decisions for myself that aren't the best for myself. They also talked about watching too much either TV, too much social media, too much. You're basically under functioning in that you're checking out. Then there's the over functioning. And so with someone that's over functioning, keep in mind they start out at optimal, but now they actually take on more responsibility for others' responsible things. And whereas they normally give 100%, now they're giving 110, 130, 150. And I think I need to clarify here too, there are times when we need to step in and help, especially during these times. So, hey, I'm gonna go get some groceries from my neighbor. I'm going to go help down the street. That can just be an overflow of our optimal functioning. It's when we take on the responsibility of someone else's either job or life. Perhaps we give too much advice when it's not warranted. Perhaps we think that it has to get, if it's going to get done, I have to do it. That type of thinking. And just even, there's an example that I heard where a woman's mother was very ill, and she felt herself over functioning, even though she had siblings that she could delegate to, and she needed to delegate to. Her over functioning kicked in, and she said, I'll just do it all. I'll just take care of it all. I know what to do. I'll do it. And they were kind enough to step in when they saw her over functioning and say, we need to help her, and we need to help you too. And she was gracious enough to be able to accept that help, and just recognize that she was getting stressed out over that circumstance. So those were the kind of the concepts I wanted to bring up today: optimal functioning, under functioning, over functioning. So then how do we maintain balance? For that, I'm going to introduce my trusty cube here. This was given to me by a friend a while ago, but I think it goes back to balance for me means remembering the basics when you're getting stressed out and going back to true self-care. The first one was drink water. It sounds so basic, but water is that life-giving system that we need. It's healthy for us. It's good for us. When we recognize that we're either under or over functioning, first of all, just acknowledge that we're stressed out and go grab a glass of water. Another one would be eat something healthy. So for me, I would have to take responsibility for myself and say, okay, I really want this high carb, high fat, high sugar thing, but I already know what it's going to do. It's going to make me feel sick and sluggish. So what is something healthier that I could eat? Another one would be setting goals. And especially during this time, yes, we can give ourselves some slack that society is not like it used to be. But what are those small goals that we can set every day, even if it's something like I did this morning, which would be, I'm going to power wash the deck. I set a goal. I went on YouTube and figured out how to use a power washer, and it's not quite there, but I had some fun doing it. Other things would be exercising and just reminding yourself, you can do this. You can do this. We're going to get through this together. And then allowing yourself just that self-acceptance to know that it is different, but we're going to get through it.